for our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Attention! Attention! PremierTrade.com. We want your trade. We'll buy your car. Whether you purchase a vehicle from us or not, pre-owned car values are at an all-time high. Trade your car for cash or a new vehicle. It's your choice. Premier wants your car. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody!
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Troy Cable is the leader in smart home security, giving you solutions to monitor, protect, and automate your home. Troy Cable Security keeps your property safe with 24/7 professional monitoring and emergency response. Control thermostats and lighting remotely, which allow options for saving energy and money. Control access to your home remotely with integrated controls for door locks. You can even add our smart home cameras, which allow you to see what you care about instantly. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Where should you go to find the best deals on a vehicle? Anywhere, anytime? PremierTrade.com. Shop our huge selection. PremierTrade.com. Pick your next vehicle. Pick your payment. Yes. Shop, save, and buy. PremierTrade.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Tree-Lee. A special thanks to last week's guest, Mr. Jet Trotter of Ponstalker 2. And Ron Pierce of Butter and Egg Adventures. Had a great show last week. And this week, we have a Charles Henderson flavor of orange and blue. Our first guest will be Alexis Weeks. She's the cheer sponsor for the Charles Henderson High School cheerleaders. And Khadijah Neely, the head softball coach at Charles Henderson, will be on in the second segment of this show. At this time, I would like to recognize the sponsors of the show. And ladies and gentlemen, if you would be interested in being a sponsor, you can there's a contact information that you'll see on the show. You can get up with me on Facebook, and I'll be glad to talk with you about some of the sponsorship that's available to help produce this show. I want to first of all thank Troy Paint and Body, Dawn and Derek Broadway. The connection there is I knew Donnie years ago when he was in Luverne, Alabama, helping my Uncle J.W. Norsworthy there at the Ford Company. He worked with Uncle J.W. in the body work, and we know Donnie, passed away recently, but his son Derek and his daughter Dawn have, gone on with their business of Troy Paint and Body. Want to thank them. Want to thank Chimney Hot Sauces. You can go to chimneysauce.com, and they have a couple of flavors. They have Chimney Jalapeno Hot Sauce, and they have the Chimney Rock Hot Sauce. Take the leap. There's the website there that you can go to, or the link, and you can order it online. And it's some of the best hot sauce you'll want to use on your chicken or whatever you use it on. Turnips or whatever, but want to thank them for being one of the sponsors. The Pike Farmers Co-op, they have two locations, one here in Troy and one in the great land of Goshen. I want to thank Danny, the manager, and his assistant manager here in Troy, Jeff Barron, for their sponsorship. You can get all kind of peanuts there at the co-op. You can get a lot of different things, and I want to mention some of those while we have some extra time. I get most of my feeding, or not my feed, but my seed from both locations. They carry Bonnie plants. They have feed. They got fertilizer. They got post, wire, fencing, all kind of different tools. They have tack for horses. You can get your soil tested there. They'll send it off and it'll be tested. They got a couple of locations that they can get your soil tested. They have corral panels, and they have frozen food in their freezers. You can get chicken tenders, catfish fillets, and whole catfish, hush puppies, fries, stuffed crab, jalapeno pops or poppers, biscuits, and quail. I also like to thank the Alabama Army National Guard, Sergeant Brandon Walker, or Staff Sergeant Kaylee Hoft, George Wallace Drive. I was in the National Guard for 21 years and had met some tremendous people there. And was able to go to a lot of different places through the Guard. And it's been beneficial. Now that I'm 60, I get a little bit of retirement check from it, and also some medical benefits as well. I want to thank Jason Gregory of Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Troy, Alabama. See him and his staff for any of your car needs, used or new. And also Golden Boy is located on the Henderson Highway. Golden Boy is going through an expansion now. I think they're going to add about 67 full-time jobs and even some more part-time jobs. I want to thank Robert Jacobs of Golden Boy. They package trail mix, and they package different kinds of peanut butter for big brand companies. I want to thank, of course, I've already mentioned Pond Stalker too. Mr. Jet was on the show last week. Call him or Jim Mullis at 403-2582. They have what they call the Pond Buddy, and it's a device that will help fertilize your pond or your lake. It's a unique device that's been invented by a man around Thomasville, Alabama. Campbell's Produce, located on 231 South. Go see them for all your fresh produce needs. Kelly Tires. I've been doing business with Mr. Rex for a long time, Rex Grant. They're located on Love Street. Southern Grill and Patio. Go see the Hartley brothers, Chase and Daniel. Father's Day was just this past weekend. We got the 4th of July coming. You may need a new grill. They have gas grills. They have charcoal grills. They got the big green egg type grill. And they have all kind of spices and seasonings that you can get as well. And it's located on 600 North 3 Knott Street, and it's in the same location as Town and Country Flooring is located. The Old Barn Restaurant, Goshen, Alabama, 484-3200. I usually frequent that restaurant about once a week. Wallace Pump and Supply, located on 231 South. Go see the Wallace brothers. I also like to thank Douglas Brothers. Mr. Shear Qualls is located in downtown Troy. They've been in business for 150 years. And again, Father's Day's coming up. There's some watches that you can buy for your fathers in there. You can get all kind of jewelry for your wife or girlfriend. There's bridal gifts, plates and table settings as well, and all kind of unique gifts at Douglas Brothers. My favorite place to eat breakfast is Bird's Drugs in downtown Troy. Mr. Joe Watson has been a pharmacist, I think, for over 50 years. And I just love the Deli Girls. It's on the square. Also, my daughter, Abby Lee Photography. You can go to abbyleephotography.co, and you can book her for a wedding or a graduation picture or different kind of photo ops. Lenny Trawick. He's a guitar. He does guitar lessons, and he usually plays every other Thursday at the Barn Restaurant in Goshen, Alabama. And I think every other week he plays in downtown Brundage, he and some band members. I want to thank Lenny Trawick, and I want to thank Don Brown of Flat Tops and Fiddles. It's also located on the square. You can get guitar lessons Monday through Friday. There's a young lady by the name of Kat Deal who also gives guitar lessons, and she learned her trade from Lenny, or he helped enhance her trade. Home Gallery, David and Sherry Helms. If you visit David, ask him about the Olives, Mountain Dew, and Dr. Pepper, and he will explain that story to you. The Brundage Country Club, located on Sarah Lott Boulevard. You go to Brundage, take a right. As you get to, you'll see Hardee's on your left, take a right. And it's located across the street from the Walmart Distribution Center. They're open Tuesday through Sunday. Have great rates. Sticky Frogs, see Jennifer. That's in the location where the half shell's located. It's in that little shopping area there. For all your sign needs and all your t-shirt needs and things of that nature. Mr. Bryant Smith of State Farm, I want to thank him and his staff for what they do for my family. They're a wonderful sponsor. Steve and Jennifer Garrett of Piggly Wiggly, they have two locations, one on one on 3 Knott Street, North 3 Knott Street, and one on the bypass here in Troy. The Chicken Shack of Luverne, wonderful place to eat chicken. They have all kind of a luncheon special for about $5. Tea included might be $6 total for lunch. Also, Flowers Realty, Billy Ann and Kevin, they'll put flowers in your yard for all your needs as it relates to real estate. I also would like to thank Signature Hair Designs, Miss Shirley Ellis, for being a sponsor. Go see Shirley for your haircut. Call 566-7311. And Miss Casey, she works on my hair. She does some signature work on my hair as well, too. So I want to thank all my sponsors and Raymond's Barber and Style Shop. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in just a few minutes with our first guest, Miss Alexis Weeks.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Attention! Attention! PremierTroy.com. We want your trade. We'll buy your car. Whether you purchase a vehicle from us or not, pre-owned car values are at an all-time high. Trade your car for cash or a new vehicle. It's your choice. Premier wants your car. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody!
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Troy Cable is the leader in smart home security, giving you solutions to monitor, protect, and automate your home. Troy Cable Security keeps your property safe with 24/7 professional monitoring and emergency response. Control thermostats and lighting remotely, which allow options for saving energy and money. Control access to your home remotely with integrated controls for door locks. You can even add our smart home cameras, which allow you to see what you care about instantly. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Where should you go to find the best deals on a vehicle? Anywhere, anytime? PremierTroy.com. Shop our huge selection. PremierTroy.com. Pick your next vehicle. Pick your payment. Yes. Shop, save, and buy. PremierTroy.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Welcome back to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Lee. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Alexis Weeks. Alexis, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Alexis is the cheerleader sponsor for Charles Henderson High School, the cheerleaders. Welcome.
Thank you.
Alexis, your hometown is where?
So I'm from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. About an hour and a half from here, 2 hours.
Okay, is that what high school?
I graduated from Choctawhatchee High School.
Classification, or how many, to give me an idea, how many were in your graduating class?
I had about 400.
400.
400.
What activities were you involved in at school?
In high school, I was involved in dance team all 4 years, a very competitive dance team. We competed at nationals in Orlando every year. And then I was in Key Club, FCA, which is Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I was very involved.
Now, how did you get your interest in dance? Did that start at the elementary level, the middle school level, or?
So I actually started dancing at the age of 3 years old. I had an older sister, and she danced. And so I was like, oh, that looks fun. I want to do that. And so I just kind of followed in her footsteps.
Did she dance in college, or did she do anything like that?
No, she actually ended up becoming more of a running athlete.
Okay.
She actually got a cross-country scholarship, so she took on more of that path.
What college was that?
Northwest Florida.
Northwest Florida, Okay. All right, in your collegiate career, so when you graduated high school, you went to?
I went to Southern Miss.
Southern Miss.
University of Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg.
And is that Forest County?
It is.
It's Forest County. I've visited Hattiesburg, Camp Shelby several times in my National Guard career. And so when you were at Southern Miss, were you on their dance team as well?
Yes. So at Southern Miss, I majored in dance performance and choreography. And then, so I was in the dance company. And then I also was on the Dixie Darlings, which was the football dance team. And I was also on the Southern Misses, which was the basketball dance team. So lots of dancing.
Okay, the dance, when you say the Southern
Misses,
is that part of the band program at Southern Miss, or is that separate?
That's separate. The Dixie Darlings was part of the band.
Okay.
And then the Southern Misses was through athletics.
Okay. Okay. And at Southern Miss, did you have a minor, or was it all dance?
It was all dance.
It was all dance. Okay, and when you were at Southern Miss, you met someone in one of your classes. Explain how you met your husband, if you will.
So
I think this is interesting. I talked to her earlier today, and I just had to ask these interesting questions, which I think is very interesting, and the audience will too.
Yeah, so my husband and I both went to Southern Miss for about 3 years before we met each other. And he was on the football team, I was on the dance team, but we didn't meet until we had a class together. We had this random class called Weather and Climate, and that's how we met.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weather and Climate. Was he the quarterback at Southern Miss?
He was.
Okay. And did y'all play Troy anytime during that time?
We did not while we were there, no.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's pretty neat. Now, what's your coach's name? I mean, your husband's name.
His name is Cole Weeks.
Cole Weeks.
Yes.
And y'all are expecting your first child in about 4 or 5 weeks.
We are.
Congratulations, and it's going to be a
boy.
Boy. They've got the name reserved. They will not tell us what the name is. But congratulations. I know y'all are excited, and welcome. I first met Alexis, a friend of mine, Joe Sims. He's a fence builder here in Troy, and he has several people working for him. Mr. Ben Kelo, and during the summer, a guy by the name of Larry Thomas, we call him Hulk. He and I graduated together, so I knew where they were. And so the street, I forgot the name of the street, but I rode down the street, and they said that they're putting up a fence, and this lady in there, one of the coach's wives, is flipping a house. So tell us a little bit about house flipping. How did you get into that?
Okay, so my mom, she actually passed away about 2.5 years ago from lung cancer, but she was very into real estate, and she flipped houses and rental property, owned a real estate company, sold real estate. And so I was never interested in it my whole life. I said, I'm going to be a dancer, a coach, I'm going to go a different route. Well, whenever she passed away, I kind of started to gain some new interests, and I started researching house flipping for about 2 years. And then about a year ago, a house came for sale right down the road from us, and I just couldn't resist it. I said, this is the one, I want to flip it. And I just put the work in and found some great people to help make it happen.
First of all, I'm sorry about your mother. I lost my mother too early. but I know she's smiling in heaven at you and your family, and I know that's a unique story of how you got into house flipping, and that's how I met Alexis, and it just rang a bell as we were talking on the phone today. Now, when you graduated from Southern Miss, what were some jobs or what are some things that you did in your progression here to Troy?
Okay, so I knew my whole life I wanted to be a professional dancer. If you asked me when I was little, I would say, I want to be famous. I didn't really know what that entailed. But then as I got older, I realized I wanted to be a professional dancer. And so as soon as I graduated with my dance degree from Southern Miss, I auditioned for the New Orleans Saints to be an NFL cheerleader, and I made it. And so I did that for 2 years. And then after that, in that time, I got married to my husband, who coaches football, so that means moving. So we ended up moving to Auburn, and I was like, well, I can't do the Saints anymore. So I found out Atlanta was only an hour and a half away, and I auditioned for the Atlanta Hawks. So I ended up dancing for the Atlanta Hawks for 3 years, and I just retired as of last year. So
okay,
yeah.
Well, that's pretty neat. And now, so your husband, when he graduated from Southern Miss, did he coach some at Southern Miss? Did he automatically go to Auburn as a grad assistant, or?
So he, after Southern Miss, he graduated from there and was a graduate assistant for 1 year there at Southern Miss. Mm-hmm. We were with Chip Lindsey there, and then he got a job as a quarterbacks coach at Jones County Junior College for a year.
Okay.
And then Chip got the job at Auburn as offensive coordinator, and so Cole became a graduate assistant at Auburn for 2 years, and then we came to Troy, and this is now our 3rd year here at Troy.
Well, congratulations. The Lord has a path, and your path is just kind of started, and that's a neat story. Well, let's talk about how long have you been the cheerleader sponsor at Troy?
So this is only my 2nd year.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And y'all recently went to Auburn. Tell us what happened at Auburn.
So we went to UCA camp at Auburn University. I thought it would be a good experience for us to travel somewhere else. Last year we did a home camp just because of COVID and everything, but I thought it would be interesting for us to go experience, some intense competition over there in Auburn. So we went there, and those girls and boys worked very hard, and we ended up placing 1st place in game day, our cheer, and then 2nd place in our camp routine. So.
Okay. Hey, if you will, Alexis, name your cheerleaders.
Yes.
And identify if you got your seniors.
Okay.
For
right.
this year.
Okay, so our cheer roster.
There they are.
Yes.
There's
So
a
we
good
have
picture of them.
Addie Grace Adler, Addison Armstrong, Abby Barron, Catherine Branson, Alexandria Brantley, Ahmad Bennett, Elsie Claire Coppage, Sarah Madison Davis, Kate Deloney, Ariel Frazier, Gabby Gandy, Robert Grable, Akira Hobdy, Taylor Hobdy, Jade Knowles, Allie Lewis, Evie Kate Lindsay, Jenna Lee Lunsford, Cassidy Mizell, Kaylee Mizell, Sarah Taylor, Mary Hayden West, and Lauren Wilkes. And then our seniors are Ahmad Bennett, Sarah Madison Davis, Kate Deloney, Robert Grable, Akira Hobdy, Cassidy Mizell, and Kaylee Mizell.
Well, I've taught, I think, every one of those kids at one time or the other. And about half of them did archery at one time.
Mm-hmm. And there's our seniors right there.
That's a great shot right there.
Yeah.
Last year's squad, how many seniors last year?
Last year we had 18 total on the team, and we had 2 seniors. This year we have 23 on the team and 7 seniors.
Right. Who were your seniors last year?
Last year we had Haley Carter and Hannah Broderway.
Okay. Is this fella like one of your instructors?
These pictures right here are from, they do something at camp called Pin It Forward. And so these are people from our team who are selected by other team members for the Pin It Forward Award. Just somebody who really represents a great cheerleader.
Okay.
Yes. And Ariel Frazier, she was selected by the UCA staff for the Pin It Forward Award. And then all the people you see here, Ahmad, Kaylee, Cassidy, Taylor, they were all selected by other cheerleaders from other teams.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's a good picture of them there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Trojans right there by, is
Yeah,
that another one?
that is
another?
St. James in
Okay,
Montgomery. Yeah,
okay.
they're also
Yeah.
the Trojans.
Yeah, let them flash through that.
Yeah. And then these right here are our 2 All-Americans. So we had Taylor Hobdy and Sarah Madison Davis were selected as All-Americans.
Right.
Yeah.
Her older sister, Logan, cheered with our daughter, Abby.
Oh, very nice.
That's at Auburn. That's a good, neat picture
That
there.
was our first day at camp.
Are those trees in bloom, or that's just how the light is reflecting, I think, maybe?
Yeah, I think they're in bloom.
And so was that a 2 or 3 day clinic?
It was 4 days.
Yeah. Is that Coach Hambright there?
No, that was our big brother at camp.
Okay.
His name was Jeremy.
Okay. All right. Well, that was some
Yeah.
neat pictures. Now, who are some other staff members that help with the cheerleaders at Charles Henderson?
So, my assistant coach this year is Hillary Barron.
Yeah.
She was the cheerleader
She
at
just
Charles
get-
Henderson.
She's about to be married.
She's about to get
Married
married.
Eric
yes.
Lee. I taught both of them.
Yes, and she's going to now be a teacher at the high school as well. So.
That's fantastic.
And then we also had someone named Caitlin Richards. She helped us out getting ready for camp with stunting and some things like that. But now she has moved, so.
Now, where do y'all do your practices? Where y'all?
So we mainly practice in the cafeteria or indoor facility at the high school, and
Okay.
then we also go to Extreme sometimes.
Okay, so this summer, y'all pretty much, how often do y'all practice? What's your daily routines, what I'm asking, during the summer?
So we had tryouts in the end of March, and then we started practicing right away, all of April, all of May, pretty intensely. Then we went to camp. I've given them a whole month off to go on vacations, get all that out, and then we come back in July, and we'll practice 4 days a week for 3 hours every morning.
Okay. And do y'all have any competitions coming up this year?
Yes, so
Okay.
the dates have not been announced yet, but we will have a regional competition sometime between October or November, and then a state competition, and then we plan to hopefully go to nationals in February.
Okay. The regional competition one year, or the state competition, I believe, was in Wallace of Hansfield, North Alabama. And, but is it going to be in Alabama, both those locations?
Yes, it'll probably be in Huntsville.
So I'm going to ask this question. We didn't prepare this question. So some of the fundraisers that y'all have during the year, how do y'all raise funds for those trips? Or is there a way that alumni or former cheerleaders could help the program financially?
Yes,
Is there a way to
absolutely.
do that?
Yes, so we're currently fundraising. We're taking sponsorships from any businesses or alumni, anyone in town, so that we can get new uniforms for competition and to pay for competition fees. And then we also do fundraisers, so we'll have the little kids clinic, and alumni can come back and perform with us this year, which is something new and exciting. And then we did like the Havard Foods fundraiser where we do frozen fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, I've got to pick up I can't remember if I ordered butter beans or peas, but I've got some from Addison Armstrong this year.
Yeah.
And Sydney, her older sister Sydney, and Abby graduated and cheered together. And now, when is your clinic for the youth? Will that be after school starts, you think, or will it be on a Saturday? Or
Yes, so we're going to go ahead and do that at the very first football game of the season, August 27th. Anyone who is preschool through 8th grade can come and cheer with us at that game. And we'll have a clinic the Saturday before, so that'll be August 21st.
Right. Hey, Dustin, can you find the Charles Henderson football schedule on there? She sent it earlier today. Maybe we can find that. But you also have a row at Troy University. And,
Yes.
and that's new this year, if you will.
Yeah.
Explain
So,
that to the audience.
I just accepted a role as the dance team coach at Troy University, so it's new and I've barely begun, but yes, that is something that I'm starting. I'm very excited about that.
Okay. Now, so how do you develop your pep rallies? Is that something you and your girls work on, or?
So last year was my first year as the cheer coach,
Okay.
and happened to be during COVID, so it was pretty hard because we had to have them outside on the baseball field. And, there's nothing like being in the gym. Everyone packs in and get loud and excited. And then you're out on the baseball field. You got cheerleaders way down here, band over there. Students are all spread out. And so it was a little more difficult. But so I'm interested to see how this year will be different. But we made it work. We played some games. We introduced all the sports teams, and the cheerleaders perform, and the dance team would perform, and the band performed.
So during football season, the entire squad goes. But in basketball, do you split your squad up? Is that how that works?
Yes.
To kind of make it easier on them academically, because if they go to every basketball game, you're talking 2 to 3 times a week.
Yes, and you know, football season can be long, and you're competing, and I don't want them to get burnt out. And having so many cheerleaders, we're able to split up the team in half for each game and make it where they can still be loud enough and have plenty of pep. So we do split the team up. Yes.
Right. And we have a pretty good basketball program too going on, boys and girls, and of course that'll be exciting. Of course, we have a new head coach, Quinn Hambright, and so it'll be a lot of things new for Charles Henderson this year, and a lot of exciting things. And the athletic program is starting to soar a little bit, starting to take off. And let me ask you this: besides, what are some of the hobbies you have, or your interest, like in your spare time? But your spare time is fixing to be over.
Yeah, right now I'm spending most of my spare time preparing a nursery and learning how to take care of a newborn baby, you know, trying to get prepared. But
Right.
other than that, you know, I'm very interested in real estate, house flipping, all of that. So I spend a lot of time looking up, you know, my next potential project.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, just hop in the car one afternoon and just ride through Troy. You just never know what you might find.
Yes.
Well, Alexis, I would like to thank you for coming on the show, and again, congratulations to you and your husband on your baby about to be born. And I know it's an exciting time for you. And I do want to thank you for coming, and I want you to have the best of luck with you and your family and your cheerleaders, and with Troy football, and with the dance team at Troy University. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in just a few minutes with our next guest, Miss Khadijah Neely, the head softball coach at Charles Henderson High School. We'll be back in just a few minutes with good news and interviews.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Attention! Attention! PremierTroy.com. We want your trade. We'll buy your car. Whether you purchase a vehicle from us or not, pre-owned car values are at an all-time high. Trade your car for cash or a newer vehicle. It's your choice. Premier wants your car. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody!
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Troy Cable is the leader in smart home security, giving you solutions to monitor, protect, and automate your home. Troy Cable Security keeps your property safe with 24/7 professional monitoring and emergency response. Control thermostats and lighting remotely, which allow options for saving energy and money. Control access to your home remotely with integrated controls for door locks. You can even add our smart home cameras, which allow you to see what you care about instantly. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Where should you go to find the best deals on a vehicle? Anywhere, anytime? PremierTroy.com. Shop our huge selection. PremierTroy.com. Pick your next vehicle. Pick your payment. Yes. Shop, save, and buy. PremierTroy.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Tree Lee. Our next guest is Orange and Blue. She's the head softball coach at Charles Henderson High School, Miss Khadijah Neely. Thank you for coming, Khadijah.
Thank you for having me.
I love your smile, beautiful smile. Your hometown is where?
Roanoke, Alabama.
Roanoke, Alabama. What high school is that?
Hanley High School.
Hanley High. Used to be a fella there that used to be the band director, Ronnie Heitch. He was over there, somewhere over there. Then he came to Troup County and was the band director. But back in the day, on 431, we used to eat at the Hub.
Yep.
But it's not open anymore?
No, sir. It's been closed for a while now.
Roanoke, and what all activities did you participate in at Roanoke?
I only went to Roanoke City Schools until 8th grade, and then I went to LaGrange Academy for high school.
Yeah.
So while I was in Roanoke, I played a little bit of volleyball, but mostly basketball and softball.
Okay. What about at LaGrange Academy?
LaGrange Academy, I played basketball, softball, and I played soccer my senior year.
Okay. So now, at one time in that area, I know Randy Walls had kids that went to LaGrange Academy, because I taught at Whites Road Middle School for a few years that fed Troup High. Then I taught at the alternative school and went to Troup High School there in LaGrange and coached JV football and a little bit of varsity football. But my wife and I lived in LaGrange for about 8 or 9 years, and beautiful town. So so you were recruited to play at Troy University in softball?
Yes, sir.
Who recruited you to Troy?
Coach O'Mara.
Coach O'Mara. And at Troy University, you played, how many years? Did you play?
2 years.
2 years?
I went to junior college before.
What junior college was that?
Chattanooga State.
Chattanooga State in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
And then they found you, and what position did you play at Chattanooga?
Third base.
And at Troy, you played third?
Yes, sir.
Did you wear a mask?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, I'd have to have me a mask on. You got to have quick reactions.
Yes, sir.
So what year did you graduate at Troy?
2017.
2017. And your degree is in?
Exercise science.
Exercise science. Now, when you graduated from Troy University, what was your path then?
I did my summer before I graduated at Troy. I went to Texas and did an internship with a professional softball team. And when I went out there for that summer, they asked me to come back the next summer. And after I went back, that's where I worked full time before coming back to Troy.
That's with a professional softball team? What was the name of that team?
Scrapyard Dogs.
And where's that located?
In Conroe, Texas.
Conroe. Now, in relationship, here's the big state of Texas. Is Conroe near Houston, Dallas? What part of Texas, do you know?
Conroe is about 45 minutes north of Houston, straight up 45.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So from here to from Conroe to, did you live in LaGrange? You lived in Roanoke.
I lived in Roanoke.
So how far a drive was that?
About 11 hours.
11 hours.
Yes,
Good,
sir.
right?
And I lived there for 4 years.
Okay, so then how did you land back in Troy?
Just kind of a friend of mine called me about the position at Charles Henderson, they're looking for a softball coach. And at the time, I was looking for a new job. Okay. So it just kind of fell into place. Yeah.
Lord took care of you. So this is your first year.
Yes.
And you taught what subject?
English.
English. How did that go?
It went good. It was different.
Well, it was different for COVID too.
For sure.
Good.
For sure.
And so you have, who all is on the staff in the English department there?
There is Miss Carrie Rice. She's our department head.
Now, Bill Rice Jr., he comes, we help Mike Amos in the morning on Today in L.A., and that'll be on in the morning at 7 o'clock, and Bill and I usually help Mike, with that show, and but I've known Carrie a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And who else is in the English department there?
So we have Carrie, and then we have Griffin Caps. I think she's in her second year. And then we had Miss Allie Gardner, but she's now going to Delville with Coach Gardner.
Yeah, her husband he was there already.
Yes, at Chaucer.
And I believe he's the new head football coach there. And then, because Bill inherited some furniture from them. And so he and I took my truck and made a quick run for some furniture that they were going to give to Jack and to, I can't think of Maggie. Is it Maggie? Maggie and Jack. How did you, who are some other staff members on your coaching staff here at Charles Henderson?
Okay. As far as employees of Troy City Schools, I had Amy Rader. She's an English teacher at the middle school, but this year she's going to be over at the high school with us.
Is her husband Michael?
Yes.
Big tall guy. I taught him. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
good fella. Good night. He's good.
Yes, I had the chance to meet him when we went to Gulf Shores to play. He really is nice.
Okay.
But and then I had Luke Cardley. He's actually from the Mobile area. I'm drawing a Baldwin County, I believe.
Okay.
And I met him through one of our baseball coaches, Mr. Tyler Martin.
Okay.
Luke was one of his students at Troy University, and I needed a coach, and he reached out for me and filled that spot.
What about at the JV level?
The JV level, we all kind of man that ourselves, too.
So when you have practice, you have all the girls?
When we start out, we do.
Okay.
And then as the season kind of progresses, we break them apart. Varsity goes first during that last block of school, and then JV goes after school.
Okay. Now, how many on the JV program are involved, and how many on the varsity, roughly? How many total girls, 7th through 12th grade?
Total girls, I believe we ended up with, 26.
26.
I believe that was the final number. We had some kids move throughout the year, but I believe the final number was 26. 13 on varsity for sure, I know.
Okay. And you lost how many seniors?
Only 2.
Only 2, and they were, that was a beautiful picture there.
Oh, yeah, that was on senior night, I believe.
Senior night. Yeah, that's the little Allen girl. Is that Madison?
That's actually Dakota Berry.
Dakota Berry, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I talked to Dakota, and that's the shaver. That's Ashton. I don't know who's got the helmet on. I can't tell.
The one beside Dakota is Madison Stewart, and then the girl running to Dakota is Stella Gilbert.
Okay.
Yeah, Stella had just hit a walk-off double. So,
okay.
Yeah, it was a pretty exciting time there.
Oh, yeah, that's the picture I've seen. And we got these pictures, ladies and gentlemen, from Dan Smith. I want to thank Dan Smith for allowing us to use some of these photos here. And but that says it all right there. The smiles and probably some tears coming out of Ashton's eyes.
Absolutely.
And I know she battled an injury the year before. And,
yes, I believe so.
And but your record last year, y'all were about 500.
Yes, sir.
And I could tell from some of the posts that I read that the girls were actually just had a great time. I mean, just enthusiastic about practices, and they progressed, and y'all, gave Andalusia all they wanted in the area tournament. Who all was in the area?
Greenville and Andalusia.
Andalusia. And Andalusia was the area champ, and y'all, Charleston was second. And that, by doing that, how that works, if you finish first or second in the area, then you get a trip to the regionals.
Yes, sir.
And your regionals was in
Gulf Shores.
And there's 3 other regionals, and so when you go to that regional, is it 8 teams at that regional?
Yes, sir.
And then if whoever's she's got jumps. So if you finish 1 or 2 in the regional,
2. Yes, 1 or 2.
Then you get to go to the state championships, to the final 8. And this year that was in Oxford, Alabama.
Yes,
was that in Oxford?
Right. Yes, sir.
And they have a big complex up there in Oxford, and I know you're excited about next year. And if you will, Coach, if you will, go over your roster here, start with JV, and then you can go to varsity the way you want to do it.
Okay. So our JV roster, starting with 10th graders, we had Ariel Frazier and Alex Brantley, Hannah Sparrow, Olivia Kirkpatrick, Alyssa Hershey, Alicia Sellers, Mary Hayden West, Madison Allen, Molly Garrett, Addison Armstrong, Abby Barron, Adarian Greenwood, Ansley Watkins, Jada Jones, Madison Shannon, Michaela Sellers, and Morgan Allen.
That was last year, or is this year's?
That was last year.
Last year.
JV.
What about your varsity?
On varsity, there'll be a few names that are the same. But starting with our seniors, we had Ashlyn Shaver, Gracie Sneed, 11th graders.
There's Gracie and her family.
Yes, sir. 11th graders, which will be seniors this upcoming season. We have Dakota Berry, Heather Maxwell, Madison Stewart, Michaela Green, Mackenzie Kane, Stella Gilbreth, and our upcoming 11th graders will be Hannah Sparrow, Malia Ward, Olivia Kirkpatrick, Madison Allen, and Molly Garrett.
Right. I stopped by the rec department probably 3 weeks ago and watched
A couple other rec
girls.
games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I was impressed by the hustle, the hitting, the defense. So I think things are doing well. And now, recently, I believe you were named Troy Messenger Coach of the Year.
Yes, sir.
And you had the Player of the Year was Mackenzie Kane.
Yes, sir.
Will Mackenzie be a senior next year?
She will.
And All-State, Mackenzie Kane, I think, was first team.
Yes, sir.
And then second team, Madison Stewart. Madison's dad works here at Troy Cable.
Oh, okay.
And I never taught Madison, but her mother is at the elementary school teaching 6th grade. But Mackenzie, I had her when she was at the elementary school, and if I remember, she's pretty speedy.
Yes.
And it's surprised she has that much punch to her bat. 15 home runs, that's a lot. And so I know that's exciting for you and your program, and I think they'll be, excited about this upcoming season.
Absolutely.
Now, what is y'all's routine in the summer, Coach? What are some things that y'all can do with the players?
We have days allotted for them to work out in the facility with the strength coach, and then we have a couple of days for practice outside of on the field as well. I have a ton of girls that play. Well, first of all, I have a ton of girls that do other sports. I have over, I think, half of my JV rosters are cheerleaders, and then I have at least 4 that are volleyball players.
Right.
So it's hard, to kind of have any play dates or go to camps as a whole, because there's so many of them that are playing travel ball with softball in the summer or doing other things with other sports. But we do take the time out to work out when they can.
Right. But officially, so you actually will get all your players, what, in January?
Yes.
Is that when it kind of starts?
Yes, sir.
And I know when January rolls around, one thing you got to deal with is cold weather and rain.
Yep.
And but you got a nice facility there on campus. The total games you played last year was in the 32.
Should have been around 40.
You didn't get to play all those, but your typical year.
Well, it depends on how deep you go with the tournaments, because we're only allowed 18 regular season games.
Okay.
And then we're allowed 7 tournaments.
7 tournaments.
So if you play all 7 tournaments you're allotted, there's a chance you could play. Mm-hmm. You could have a 50-season game. Right. It just depends on how many games you play in those tournaments.
Have y'all been able? I know in Dothan they have this classic.
Yes.
That a lot of high school teams go there, and they guarantee them between $3,000 and $4,000.
Wow.
And I believe Brantley and a couple other teams, the deeper you go, the more money you get. I think they got a check for about $4,000.
Wow,
so that
awesome.
helps when they go to the state playoffs or to
sure.
the region. It helps pay for the cost of the motel rooms, the meals, and all that kind of stuff. Coach, do you foresee of trying to develop or having a tournament here at the Sportsplex,
Yes, sir.
where you can, there's a
Fundraise
lot of
some
people
money.
that could probably help you with that. That's been there, done that.
Right.
And of course, Dan Smith, I'm sure they would be more than willing to help there. Do you girls have an opportunity to watch Troy University?
They do.
Play much?
They actually they go to the games quite a bit because they're free. So a lot of times they just go over. We went to one event together as a team. I can't remember exactly who we were playing. I want to say it was UAB. Yeah, it was a UAB game. But I try to get them to go over there as much as I can because it's not every day you get to go watch a college softball game in your backyard.
Right.
That's a big deal, and a lot of them take advantage of it for sure.
And one of the best in the country too at that.
Absolutely.
And and from time to time you have some big dogs roll into town. Well, I'd say big dogs. Alabama, Auburn sometimes, and of course they played in Tuscaloosa I think this year.
Yes, sir.
And at Auburn and Charles Henderson. I don't really know the total number, but I know we've had several girls to play major college football. Not football, softball. I don't know if any play football, but there's an opportunity to play at the next level, either at the junior college level and then the collegiate level. And just curiosity, what number did you wear in college?
23.
23.
Yes, I wore 23 at Troy.
What about in high school?
High school, I wore number 12.
Okay. Was there any reason for that?
Honestly, those were the only two numbers I had all my life. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to assume that 23 came from Jordan, but because I remember that being my basketball number. And when I got to Troy, upperclassmen had 12 already, so I chose mine.
Now, about your family, your parents, do they still live?
Yes, they still live in
And
Roanoke.
what are your parents' name and what do they do?
My mom is Atoyette Cooley, and my stepdad is Carl Cooley. My biological father is Jeffrey Neely. He lives in Mobile, and my mom is a CNA at a nursing home there.
Okay.
And my dad is retired.
Okay. Have you got siblings?
I do. I have three older. I'm the youngest, so I have 3 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay. So 3, and you're the youngest?
Yes.
3. Now, were they athletic?
Yes, we all play sports.
At Roanoke and LaGrange Academy, or?
Actually, they all graduated from Wedowee, which
Okay.
is,
That's a small school,
Right.
probably 1 or 2A.
I believe
Are they?
so. It
Okay.
may be a 3A, but I believe it's a 2A.
Did you, before you transferred to LaGrange College, what high school did you go to again? What school? Roanoke?
It would have been Hanley Middle School.
Did you ever know of a guy by the name of Jim Holly, Coach Holly?
Oh,
Might
yeah.
have been the principal.
Yes.
I coached under him.
He was football coach.
He passed
I think
away.
he coached my brothers, actually.
Yeah, he was the head coach when I did JV at Troop High School. He was our
Okay.
head coach in LaGrange, Georgia at Troop High School, Jim Holly.
Yeah.
And great fella. But I just had to ask that question to kind of ring a bell. Now, you've got, like you said earlier, you've got several players that are on travel ball teams, and so they're pretty much gone 2 or 3 days
Yes, out of the week.
of the week,
Yes,
a
sir.
weekend. And now, is the softball program still going on at Troy Rec Department, or are they in the All-Star phase?
I believe they should be in the All-Star phase.
So that would probably, that's probably fixing to happen here pretty quick.
I believe so. I want to say it started, I know baseball did, and I want to say softball starts this week.
Now, so your specialty, Coach, as a coach, I know this being your first year as a coach, but what would be your specialty that you bring to the plate? Is it more defense or offense, or how do y'all develop the hitting and the?
I would like to say I do pretty well at both, but I'm definitely a defense lover. Offense is hard. You know, it's tough to teach because everybody's different, you know, but it's something that instills a lot of hard work in you. But as far as hitting, I try to tackle it, you know, because everybody's different, I have to see what works for each player, and then we develop that individually as best we can.
Okay. What about the pitching? Do you have someone that do some of your girls get pitching on the side from an instructor, or how do you develop pitching? Because I know through experience that pitching is one of the keys.
Right.
And you got to develop your youth
Yes.
pitchers, and but on the pitching aspect of it, how does that work for you or for your players who are pitchers?
So all of the current pitchers that I have right now, they all have private coaches that they go to.
Okay.
But as far as in practice, Coach Amy Rader, she actually pitched in high school.
Okay.
So she has quite a bit of knowledge about
Okay.
what we need. So whenever we're at practice, she works with our pitchers.
Yeah, who are your catchers, Coach?
I had, so Mackenzie Kane was our catcher, and then behind her we had Gracie Schneid, who was a senior.
Okay. Now you have one now behind.
Yes,
got another.
Alyssa Hershey
Alyssa.
and Michaela Sellers as
Okay.
well.
So you've got some, and I've seen Michaela pitch and hit, and I had her in the elementary school, and I saw her play recently at the rec department, and she's very impressive. So I feel like your talent is
Yes.
on the tables now, and it's
Yes.
kind of exciting.
Definitely
that you
a lot of growth.
And now your schedule is pretty much, you'll set the schedule when in the fall. How does that happen?
I'm actually in the process of setting it now, just a few games shy of being complete.
Okay.
We should have all 18 games and all 7 tournaments.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So
Now,
full
most
house.
of your tournaments, are they,
The furthest we'll go is probably Auburn.
Okay.
We may go to, actually, I take that back. We'll go to Prattville this year due to Coach Brian Pittman having a coaching change.
okay.
So he's going to take the tournament that was in Montgomery. He's going to take it to Prattville. So we'll go to that one.
Okay. Now, there was one high school game that was what, like 56 to 54?
Yeah, I think that was in
Was that
a regional. Yeah.
I don't know. I would not want to be the umpire in that game, especially
Right.
behind the plate.
For sure. For sure.
But Coach, I was going to ask you this. Besides softball, you have other hobbies
Yes.
or interests?
Of course. I enjoy music. I play the drums at St. Paul AME Church right now here on Academy Street.
Who's the pastor?
Pastor Elijah Shafar.
Okay.
Yes. And I also serve in ministry there. And I play the guitar a little bit on the side, the acoustic guitar. I'm not great, but it's just a little free time thing.
Okay. Are you a singer?
I sing a little bit.
Okay.
Definitely not a
Ladies
soloist.
and gentlemen, we have.
Definitely not a soloist.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
That's true.
And,
That's true.
I think I'm a singer, but I'm really not. But anyway, trying to think what else I can ask you. We got just a minute or two. Is there anything you'd like to? Now you've been. I'd like to mention the superintendent, and the principal, Miss
Yes.
Cynthia Thomas, and Miss Faison.
Yes, sir.
I know you have a lot of support through the administration,
Yes,
and
sir.
do you, of course, with COVID last year, I know everybody's ready to clear that hurdle, and we don't know what kind of protocol the schools will have next year, but I did see where Dr. Mackey, the superintendent of education for the state of Alabama, had mentioned in an article last weekend about the need for more students to get vaccinated, because he's leery that we may have a problem this fall during volleyball and football season.
Gotcha.
Now that remains to be seen, but we hope that that part of what we're going through today is over, and or will come over. But have y'all got any guidance about the COVID guidelines next year in school?
Nothing new has been told to us yet.
Now, the first day of school is
I believe the 9th.
the 9th of August.
Yes.
For students?
Yes. We'll go back that Wednesday before, I believe.
Okay, so school's right around the corner, so that's coming
sir.
up quick. Let's see, we got a few more weeks. when June goes by,
It'll
then
probably
July will fly.
Yes,
Have y'all got
absolutely.
any kind of special clinics, not clinics, but seminars that the teachers have to attend?
Yes, we've got one next month that I personally have to go to. I'm not sure if others will, but I know I do.
Now, like, I know iNow's being changed. You're going to do a different way of keeping attendance.
I
and
believe so.
grades and all that. It's a
Yes,
new
sir.
program.
I'm sure we'll get trained on that.
Yeah. Well, it's anyway. I hope you have a great school year as far as teaching goes, and I certainly hope you have a good season, with softball. Do you help in any other sport, Coach? Or
Yes, I will be helping men's basketball this year,
oh, really?
and I also coach cross country.
Okay. Well, you asked Tim Faison, who's the only person to beat him in a 3-point contest.
I will be sure to do that.
It wasn't me. But going back to Tim, we were together at the middle school. He was a teacher's aide at that time, and we had a 8th grade basketball game, the faculty versus 8th graders, and we whooped them. Well, Tim, I think, scored he shot the ball 15 or 20 times. He didn't miss a shot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable. And he was on the Troy University team that scored 256 games, but I love his laugh. It didn't take much to get his tickle box turned over, but I think the world of Tim Faison, and
Yes, sir.
hope him the best. And what will your role be there? Do you
Just helping him wherever's needed.
Okay, well, good.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Miss Neely Khadijah for being on the show, and also would like to thank Lexus Weeks, the cheerleader sponsor at Charles Henderson. Tonight was Orange and Blue Day. And next week, we're going to have Don Moore. Don is the new athletic director and head football coach of Goshen High School. That's where I went to school. And we're also going to have Tucker Park, the lead singer of the Park Band. He will be on the show next week. And you can see this show again on Wednesday nights, starting at 8 o'clock, 8 till 9. We're live on Facebook each night. You can go back and watch the older shows. Go to Facebook, type in TC2, and put in Good News, and you can see all the shows here on Troy Cablevision Channel 2. I want to thank Dustin Gilley and Ben Hall. They're on the set up in the production booth tonight. I want to thank them for being on for what they do here for Troy Cable and the Troy Cablevision family. And I want to thank all the sponsors that we have. And join us again next Monday night for Good News and interviews with Forrest Tree Lee. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you coming.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly